Everyone, how are you today? Brad is Nom, welcome in. Hello, everybody, and good evening. Welcome to my afternoon streams, my 6 p.m. afternoon streams. As you guys can see, I am currently in my room. Granted, the graphics in my room are low, but we love the beats, DJ. Oh, yeah. Our DJ always gives us nice beats to hear too. That's why I got recommended. Like that thing is, they recommended me the DJ, and he's doing a pretty good job. So now that we're here in my room, even though the graphics on this room are low, I'll fix them later. But there is one thing that I did wanted to talk about today, and yes, it is Final Fantasy related. As many as you know, there is a mod plugin for Final Fantasy 14 that was known as Mare Synchronos. For those of you who do not know what Mare Synchronos is, what Mare Synchronos was in this case because it got shut down. It was a mod that allowed you to see other people's cosmetic mods. You know how an example being, let's see, you're playing Baldur's Gate, right? Let's say you're playing Baldur's Gate and you got a crap ton of cosmetic mods installed in your character, but you don't want to download the other mods. So you have a friend of yours share a code with you, then you both have the same code shared, and then you see their mods and their character, how they customize it, and vice versa. Pretty cool, right? You see their mods, they see your mods. That's pretty much how Mare Synchronos operated. However, the problem with Mare Synchronos in Final Fantasy XIV is that it went against TOS. So, the director of the game itself, Naoki Yoshida, aka Yoshi P, has stated that he does not approve of third-party plugins into his game. By that, include, but it's not limited to, well, yeah, mods is the primary one, but pretty sure there's other ones too. The thing about Mare Synchronos is that Mare is a special case. Like, okay, let's just say a mod like if it's a mod that gives you an unfair advantage, in a raid or in hardcore content. If it's a mod that gives you an unfair advantage, that's understandable because technically you're still cheating, You're just giving you and your group an unfair advantage because there are mods like that, by the way. There are mods in Final Fantasy that allow you to see other people's cooldowns so that you know exactly when to buff them and stuff. There's also another mod that allows you to zoom the camera far away from the screen, which is another mod that is also deemed illegal because, again, hardcore content. You're not supposed to do that in content that is supposed to be difficult. Which, those mods, yeah, that's understandable if people get banned for using said mods. But Mare Synchronos is not a mod that gives you this type of advantage. Mare Synchronos is a cosmetic mod, meaning that you can do stuff, but it's not limited to have custom emotes. Emotes that you can download from other websites and stuff. You can have, let's say, cosmetic mods for your character. Maybe you want your character to look a certain way. Maybe you don't like the races in the game and you want to be a different one. Maybe you want your character to have specific clothing that is not in the game yet. Or let's just say, maybe you want your character to have different tail options. Maybe you want your character to have, I don't know, a bigger body or a smaller body. Something like that. Those are the type of mods that we're going to talk about today and why it's such a big deal, especially for Mare Synchronos. Because a large part of the Final Fantasy community is actually because of these mods. Granted, I did not have to use the mods because it's not that I don't want it to use the mods, it's because I can't use the mods. I play Final Fantasy 14 on PlayStation 5, so modding a PlayStation 5 is literally impossible. At least for Final Fantasy 14, of course. Mare Synchronos was such a big deal because when it comes to a MMORPG, Mare Synchronos actually helped with the role-playing aspect of a role-playing game. You know, it gave you more options, more dialogues, more emotes that you can mess with, etc. You know, all of that good stuff. However, Square Enix gave a cease and desist to the creator of said mod. And apparently it has to do something that he shared his address and they could find him, and that's when they managed to send the cease and desist letter. Or maybe it was something that he used that had the trademark on it. And keep in mind, this is literally not the only time where mods have been used when it comes to getting the public's eye. Usually when it comes to Final Fantasy, yeah, you can, well, you're not supposed to use mods, but people always like keep it vague and they always say, "Oh, you know, just stay quiet about it." You know, the first rule of Fight Club, you do not talk about Fight Club. Like pretty much Mare Synchrono and any other mod, it's essentially Fight Club. It's there, but you just don't talk about it. Like there's no such thing as Fight Club. It's pretty much the mentality that people had with mods like these, like Mare Synchrono and ACT, and all these other mods. Like because Square kind of turns a blind eye on them. Like it's pretty much like don't tell anybody that you're using mods, and you know you should be fine for the most part. But if they find you out, if they find out that you're using mods, you're gonna get banned. Or God forbid, well, you're gonna talk to a game master, or God forbid, you're gonna get banned. And believe you me, you don't want to talk to a game master. If you're minding your own business one day playing Final Fantasy and you end up in a large room with no exit, yeah, that means that you're gonna see a dungeon master soon. But today we're gonna tackle on the Mare Synchronos argument and what are my thoughts on it. Because I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, Final Fantasy is dead. Final Fantasy 14 is gonna plummet because of Mare Synchro." Actually, hold on. I actually got something to show you guys. Wait, give me a second. Let me off my chair and place everything for you guys at home. There we go. Okay, chat. I want to show you guys something interesting. Do you guys know that because of Mare Synchronos shutting down, people are review bombing Final Fantasy 14 as we speak? Let me get the evidence real quick. Where the hell is it? Window capture. Oh, right, I don't have Steam turned on yet. Hold on. Because I want to see this with you guys. Like I want to see it together, you know? Final Fantasy 14. That's the one I'm looking at. Okay. All right. Here's what. Here, let me get you guys the. Let me make you guys see what I see at least. Steam. There we go. Okay, we should be able to see it now. All right, chat. This right here that you guys see, this is Final Fantasy 14. And as you can see, the most recent reviews of the game, they've been mixed. The recent reviews of the game, mixed. And why the hell are these reviews mixed? Well, it's around here somewhere. Let me see. There has to be a reason as to why the reviews are mixed, pretty much. I'm pretty sure they don't want to tell exactly the reason, but we all know the reason why. We all know it's because of Mare. We know it's Mare Synchrono. Okay. Okay, these are not Mare Synchrono. So if it's not this one, then it has to be Dawn Trail. So let's take a look at that one. Assuming Dawn Trail is even here. Yep, there it is. Dawn Trail. Holy! Recent reviews, mostly negative. Overall reviews have been mixed for Dawn Trail. Look, a lot of people are saying that Dawn Trail is the worst expansion in Final Fantasy. I disagree. I think the worst one, in my opinion, is 3.0 Heavensward, but let's take a look at why. Let's take a look at why are people review bombing this shit. There has to be one that says Mare Synchronos somewhere. Either that or they don't wanna specify it because, you know, obviously they're gonna get in trouble if they even mention Mare. Oh, I used a mod. It's pretty much saying I used a mod. Please ban me. Don't do that shit. If you're using mods, just zip it. Stay fucking quiet. Don't do it. But yeah, most of the recent reviews here are not specified, but again, we all know the reason why. And these are recent reviews, by the way. The more recent ones that have pretty much been shown in Dawn Trail. And I know Dawn Trail has been getting a lot of bad rep, but that's besides the point. There's also another video that caught my eye, right? A video that someone linked to me, and I want to see this video with you guys. Let me find it real quick. It's on YouTube, and we're gonna watch it together. And it is about Mare Synchronos, mind you. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my god, I actually found the video. No way. Okay. I'm gonna let the ad run and then we're gonna play the video. How long is this? 1 minute ads? Oh my god. Chat, imagine getting 1 minute ads on YouTube. Unskippable 1 minute ads. That is the worst thing ever. Unskippable 1 minute ads. I think I can just find it on my main account. Hold on. Maybe there's no ads there. Hold on a second. I wanted to see this video with you guys, but YouTube's not letting me. Oh, there we go. Finally. All right. Chat, I want you guys to brace yourselves. DJ, this is a moment where you gotta stop the music. All right. Let me switch the I'm gonna switch this thing to YouTube so that you guys exactly see what I mean. All right. Increase the quality for you guys at home. And boom. All right. So here it is, chat. Final Fantasy 14 is not safe for children. I'm gonna give my takes on this. See what the hell exactly. What the hell can we talk about here? What insight are they gonna give us? You know, because this is extremely shocking. Again, it's extremely shocking for the modding community as a whole, and it took a lot of people by storm. So let's watch. Are you guys ready? Because I'm not. Mentally, I'm not ready, but we'll see.
I love Final Fantasy, and I love Final Fantasy 14. I've loved it since I started back in A Realm Reborn. I love the world, the lore, the characters. I love most of the players, and most of the players love me. But now that me and other Final Fantasy...
Already starting the video with the freaking Namatsu suit. The suit is just so stupid. Fucking love this suit. Anyways, let's just continue.
fans are starting to get to our 30s and 40s. These worlds are no longer explored alone. We have adventuring companions, partners, loved ones, and our children. Now, honestly,
True.
I don't have a child yet, but if I had one, would I have liked for them to play this game? Yeah.
No, no, absolutely not. Brother, if somebody were to ask me, hey, Krisu, would you recommend my child to play Final Fantasy 14? I would look at them and say, no. I mean, unless you want to give your kids nightmares, then go ahead. Just don't blame me when they reach Shadowbringers and Endwalker. But no, definitely not. Final Fantasy 14, I don't think it should be the starting point for someone getting into the series, at least. I recommend starting from the beginning, Final Fantasy 1, baby. But no, seriously. They can start with whatever Final Fantasy they want, but Final Fantasy 14 for someone who's new to the series, definitely not recommended. Especially not for a kid. Definitely not.
Yeah, of course. Go on adventures with the cast, experience the story, both happy and sad parts, join a guild and farm mounts in the extreme trials. The same things that I did when I was younger. Absolutely. But nowadays, I can't. I wouldn't. Because right there in public, in the main city of the game, you see things like Art Lab's Midnight Breed awaits. Seduce and be seduced in captivating...
Wait, what the fuck is this? Art Lab's Midnight Breed 18 plus awaits. Seduce and be seduced in captivating creature glam. Book a blind date for heart-pounding encounters fueled by erotic attention. Dive into the shadows and ignite unforgettable desires, details, and blind dates. Hearts are not the only thing they're pounding. I'm sorry, chat. Okay, now you guys see one of the problems, chat. This is pretty much against TOS right now in Final Fantasy. So, if Square sees you typing this shit, they're gonna strike you with the ban hammer or pull the ban trigger. No questions asked. Ha! Look at the responses. Huh? They're not even subtle about it anymore. My thoughts exactly.
Creature glam. Book a blind date for heart-pounding encounters fueled.
We're only a minute into the video, bro!
By erotic tension. In recent years, players have taken to converting their player housing into erotic roleplay venues and nightclubs. These have no age requirement and are accessible to all. And they are...
Yeah, those are always the venues that you always find in the party finder. In the other section, you're always gonna find venues that always have the 18 plus thing attached to them. And it's mostly because, they're for a mature audience, but at least be fucking subtle about it. Don't fucking tell everybody the wild shit that you just placed on the fucking party finder. Oh god. Oh, anyways, but this is gonna talk about Mare, I think, because that's what they told me about it when they leaked me this video. Let's keep watching.
For services like girls and boys who will heat you up.
Oh, no.
Have a good time with our courts and dance the night away. Courts stands for courtesans or prostitutes. These are players who you can pay money to and they will do erotic roleplay with you.
Granted, Gil, not IRL money, because that would be extremely absurd and definitely against TOS.
And even perform custom sex animations with your character. They also offer
that's one of the bad things about modding as well. The gooners that use modding. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of gooners, like, there's closet gooners, but there's gooners that just are public about it. They pretty much just ruin whatever they touch.
Of text-based blackjack, again with no age requirement. I think it's also important to mention that a majority of ads include links to websites and Discord servers, both of which contain inappropriate content. These are things that Square Enix is well aware of. Multiple threads have been made on the official forums notifying Square of this issue, with players overwhelmingly agreeing that something needs to be done about it. These forum threads are swiftly deleted by the administrators. But it doesn't stop at online gambling and prostitution. Nudity and sexual mods are also a massive issue. I can demonstrate it to you with a hypothetical. Let's say your 14-year-old daughter is playing...
Oh no. Why? The question that I have is, why would you have a... Oh no. First biggest mistake, have a 14-year-old play the game itself. Actually, wait. I got a question. What rating is Final Fantasy 14? I gotta see this shit for myself. Hold on a second. I need to see what rating is Dawn Trail. If it's M for mature, they're not supposed to be playing this game. Final Fantasy 14 ESRB. Huh. Final Fantasy 14 is T14. How many years do they need to have for T14? I think it was it? Okay, here's the things that it has. Final Fantasy 14, and this is the base game, by the way. This is a modded. Alcohol reference, animated blood, language, suggestive themes, and violence. That was Final Fantasy 14, by the way, the OG one. Now let's take a look at Dawn Trail. ESRB. No, I want to see the ESRB. Okay, it's still the same thing. Got it. But I think on Steam it just tells me the ESRB because whenever you check Dawn Trail, they always tell you, oh, this expansion is not appropriate for all ages. Like, it's literally slapped in there for whatever well, I mean, not for whatever reason, but you know. The rating is PEGI 16. You're not supposed to have your 14-year-old playing Final Fantasy to begin with if the ESRB says that it's 16 plus. It doesn't make any sense. Whatever, man, but you know how people are. Will somebody please think of the children? It's never the children's fault. It's always a parent's fault, but they always like to blame the cause of it. But hey, man, if you really don't want to recommend them Final Fantasy and they do it anyways, then just make them find out the hard way. But anyways, okay, your 14-year-old daughter is playing Final Fantasy 14 and she's having a great time. Okay, let's see how this escalates to.
FF14, and she's having a great time. Her friends tell her of a cosplay contest that's scheduled to take place in a nightclub, but this contest is special. You don't have to use the thousands of in-game items to create your outfit, you can use mods. This is possible through a plugin called Mare Synchronos, which shares your character's visual mods with other players and their mods with you. Each nightclub has their own share code, and entering this code into the plugin syncs your character's appearance with everyone else using the same code. And so...
Oh no. Let me... Wait. Repeat that again?
Their own share code, and entering this code into the plugin syncs your character's appearance with everyone else using the same code.
Oh no. Chat. It's worse than I thought. It's actually worse than I thought. So, you're telling me it's not just one person, it's just not one motherfucker that has this code. It's whoever has this code. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Starts out with 4 individuals. Then 5, then 6, then 7, then 10, then 20, then 30. People sharing this freaking code everywhere you go. Everybody that has the mods installed sharing this code. Oh god. I thought you know how I thought Mare Synchronos was? I thought that Mare Synchronos was that you shared a code with a friend or your group and then you shared it with someone else and then you could turn it off anywhere, like, you know, whenever the hell you want. I'm assuming that pause button is to turn them off, I think, but... Oh, no. Oh, no. So you're pretty much gonna see whoever has that code. Imagine this, chat. Imagine this. You enter into a roleplay... You enter into an RP place, right? They're not doing anything, they're not doing anything lewd, they're not doing anything risque, they're not doing anything of that. It's just a cosplay contest. You know, those contests where If you have the best glam, you win a million gil, if not more. Yeah, you one of those at least. And wait, you can use mods in it too. I wonder how that's gonna go. So you go in there, and it's a heavily modded place, right? You win the competition. Great, you went first place. Nice. Amazing. Good for you, buddy. You just got a million gil. Which, honestly, you could have gotten by just gathering shit, but here we are, I guess. Then, after you got the code, you know, the code that they shared with you, randomly, out of nowhere, you decide it's a good idea to spend your hard-earned gil, right? Your 1 million gil that you just won from the contest. You go to Limsa, and right there, right then and there, in the middle of the goddamn plaza, let me hold on a second. Right there in the middle of the goddamn plaza, you see someone getting railed in public. I couldn't find a way to sugarcoat it. We're talking about an extremely heavy topic here, but it is the risk of using these types of mods. Holy fucking shit, it's worse than I thought. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, believe me, that can happen to anybody. It can happen to you. It can happen to you. It could happen to me if I was playing the game in PC. Luckily, I'm playing it on PS5, so therefore I'm unaffected. But this type of shit is like, it's like an epidemic. It's like a virus. Like, you share the code with one, then you pass it to another, and another, and another, and another, and then, yeah, everybody got the same code, and you're gonna see people's loot mods, I guess. You're gonna see their character doing the deed in Limsa in public. Again, I couldn't find a way to sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it either. But that is the crude reality of these mods. At least the ones who goon to them, of course. Why would you install mod? Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, let's continue with the video. Dude, it's so... I just cannot get over the fact that... Okay, you see this code right here? You use that code, you place it down here, you know, you share the code, and everybody who has that code is gonna see your glam. You're gonna see their mods. Oh no. Oh no. It's worse than I thought. I want to see sync your character's appearance with everyone else using the same code. I want to see where this goes. All right, let's continue.
And so, your daughter installs the plugin with the help of very simple online tutorials and downloads a bunch of clothing mods. Nothing about this is alarming yet, this is all very safe. She goes to the cosplay contest, she has a great time, the venue has a strict no nudity rule, and that's that. But the code that she entered in Mare Synchronos for that specific nightclub does not get disabled when she leaves the house. And wherever she goes, other players who have also entered this code at any point in the past, present, or future will be sharing their mods with her. So now, she could teleport to the main city of the game and be fully exposed to an orgy.
There it is!
Fully.
See what I told you guys, chat? This is exactly what I meant. I called it. Holy fucking shit, I called it.
Huge cocks going into huge pussies, full nudity, full penetration.
No, get out of here. That guy's banned. That guy's definitely banned.
And truth be told, this is not really a hypothetical. This is something that actually happened to us when we explored this modding scene. I would show you, but unfortunately...
Oh, God. Yeah, chat. This is out of my jurisdiction. Hi. Oh, boy. We receive a copyright removal request for your video based on applicable copyright law. We remove your video from YouTube exploring Final Fantasy XIV's modding scene. This just goes to show. Oh, and look at who requested it. Square Enix. This just goes to show how they react towards mods in Final Fantasy because they just don't like to see them. And mostly it's gooners who install these types of mods. So yeah, now you guys see the bad side of Final Fantasy. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Again, it's worse than I thought. And I feel sorry for this guy that he had to go through that.
Square Enix has issued a copyright strike against my video exposing these issues. So I do believe now that it's in YouTube's system, I'm not even allowed to show clips of it. But yes,
I believe it's for the best that you do not show those clips because I'm pretty sure their channel would have been demonetized anyways due to nudity and shit.
We teleported to the main city and we were exposed to sexual content without having consented to it. We didn't know who these people were, we didn't know which code allowed us to see them, which nightclub these people were from, so Square Enix is perfectly aware of the aforementioned issues, yet they would rather sweep everything under the rug.
And keep in mind, Chad, you think that these mods are bad, right? Let me tell you guys, it only gets worse.
This is because while lore nerds and raiders only pay the subscription fee for a certain number of months, the Coomers stay subbed, so it is financially...
What the fuck? Alright, I need to see this graph. Lore nerds, you know, people that care about the lore, the story, you know, people want to play the game for the story. Patch 0.1, okay, this is for any expansion though. Okay, they leave, they come back, they leave, they come back, they leave, they come back. Yeah, that makes sense. Raiders, okay, Savage Raid. They avoid one, you know, then they go back to complete another one and another. Then the Gooners, on the other hand, they play this game on a daily basis because of mods, dude. Here's the thing, you don't need mods to make your character look good. That's the thing. There's so many things in Final Fantasy to make your character look good. Yeah, people still use mods anyways. I'll explain why after this.
Beneficial for Square to turn a blind eye and let the porn addicts turn their game into the new Second Life, which is
the new Second Life. Couldn't have worded better myself, to be honest.
Perfectly fine if that's what they choose to do, but then you need to update.
The game is for players aged 13 and older. You agree to behave accordingly. Final Fantasy XIV user agree. Chat, this is a very shitty user agreement because this just contradicts itself. It says that it's 13 and older. Meanwhile, the new Dawn Trail expansion, you gotta be 16 years old to play the damn thing. So which one is it, Squeenix? Which one is it?
Your terms of service. This is fucking rancid.
Yep.
These words were originally planned to be part of a bigger video, namely Underbelly Part 2. But with the copyright strike on my modding scene video, I cannot spend like 5 months making a video that's gonna get taken down by Square. It's pointless. And of course, no response to our email, so no concrete idea as to what exactly they saw an issue with. And the only reason I wanted to bring up the prior points and not just walk away was because during research a couple of months ago, I stumbled across a bunch of forum posts of inquisitive parents asking if their children...
I want to take a look at these. Hold on. I want to see some of these. Because this is extremely fucking important.
During research a couple of months ago, I stumbled...
Is this game okay for my 15-year-old daughter? Overall, I think the game is reasonable for a teenager. I don't have kids, but I let them play if I did. 15-year-old? No. 16-year-old? Maybe. Parents of Final Fantasy XIV, when and under what conditions would you let them play? Brother, I will wait for my kid to turn 16, or else I will not let them touch this game. Is Final Fantasy XIV fun for kids? The game has some hardcore elitism and whatever. And it's extremely time draining on certain endgames. Definitely not suggested for a growing 9-year-old. Why the fuck would you let a 9-year-old touch this game in the first place? I don't want to gatekeep the game, but hey, If the parents give them the green light, I guess they're gonna have to find out the hard way. Just give them the game on a PS5. Trust me, it'll be better for them. And for the sake of their mental health, too.
Across a bunch of forum posts.
Should I buy this game for my 8-year-old? No, definitely not. No. Again, unless you want to give them nightmares forever when you get Shadowbringers and Endwalker, then be my guess.
Of inquisitive parents asking if their children should play FF14. And, as expected, half of the comments went, yeah, of course, such a nice community, such a nice game, and the other half were like, no, there's gooners in each major city advertising ERP in a loop. And the weird thing was, the people advising against children joining FF14 were heavily argued against in the replies. Like, I've never seen anything like that, and you won't see that unless you go looking for it. What are you, insane?
What? Brother, I've been in Limsa Lominsa several times just to buy gear for my classes. I've been in Limsa Lominsa, literally right next to the market board. And I've seen this type of party finders literally in the shout messages. You can't tell me that there is no 18 plus content in Final Fantasy. Well, in the role-playing aspect, of course, not the main story. Okay, if we go by that logic, if there's no ERP in Final Fantasy, then there's no war in Bossing Say, you know? But that's something that we don't talk about pretty much. Now you know, if there's no ERP in Final Fantasy, there's no war in Bossing Say. But we can't have everything, right? The thing about this is that even if you go to, let's just say, Limsa Lominsa or Gridania or Ul'dah or Tuliyollal, if you're already in Dawn Trail at that point doing all of your stuff, you're always gonna find someone who's shouting their places for ERPing every single time. It never fails. Again, it's rare on the occasions that you may actually see them. But in roleplay heavy servers, Crystal Balmung, I'm looking at you, you're gonna find them quite often, really. Luckily, I'm not in Crystal Balmung, I'm in Primal Fanfred, but I digress. So let's keep going.
Like, why are you so adamant of keeping up the spiel of we're the nicest community on the internet, we're like a big family? Like, dude, I'm from Team Fortress 2, you can't fool me with that horseshit.
I've been playing Monster Hunter for quite a while, ever since Freedom Unite. You can't fool me with that shit. And I used to play Monster Hunter alone.
I've seen where that leads. It leads to a dead community. You need to stop degenerates before they...
I don't think you should publicly spam or advertise 18 plus clubs that sell X services on Party Finder. Do you know that playing in a net cafe is also against the TOS? That's large part of Asia ban. You're not getting your parser and want this ban because you're mad, huh? You're pushing Western views on a part of the world that does not think like you. Even your character's name is perilously close to being TOS breaking. Banned. Oh, you see that guy who is threatening my mods? Mod, ban that guy. Yeah, get him. Come on, man.
Start making themselves at home instead of just pretending that they don't exist. So anyway, this is the end of FF14. I'm not gonna make videos if they get taken down by some salaryman in a store-bought suit. That being said, I still kinda wanna make the lore videos on this other channel that I've been planning, although now it won't be for the love of the game, now it's just ire. I'll do it so people can experience the lore without having to buy Square's product. And hey, maybe I'll save some children from being groomed by the player base that they refuse to control. Also, I do believe Square Enix has made a mistake. Instead of opening a dialogue with us or issuing a cease and desist, they instead went for YouTube's copyright system, which means, legally, we are still allowed to share the modding scene video. So viewers in the description.
So it's not just because of the community that, you know, the role-playing community is the one suffering, but even content creators are also the ones suffering from all of this shenanigans. So yeah, it's a lose-lose situation for everybody. Nobody gets to win.
You will find links to both stream and download the original video. If we do get served a legal notice from Square, we will have to take them down, so grab them while they're hot. Anyway, that's all.
Here's the thing. I do agree with some points that he says about the use of mods, because let's go back. The thing about these mods, me let me put the music for you guys back. Actually, no, I think we're fine. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I think I should place the music for you guys back. Let me do that real quick. Get the music for you all. Okay, so let's go back to the video because I need to talk about this a lot. So, first and foremost, he gives a good example about the certain individual. So, let's just recap, all right? This is you. This is you. You got invited to an RP server. You know, you can use mods, whatever. And now that you got invited to this event, they say, "Hey, why don't we just use mods so that we can see our cosmetic mods?" Yay, everybody's happy, right? You use mods, I use mods, everybody use mods. All you got to do is just share this stupid little code that I'm pretty sure everybody can see. Well, if you ever see anyone who used the code before, then you're pretty much screwed because you're just gonna see their loot mods. But you share the code and you download a lot of mods. You make your character, let's just say an example, your character, oh, my character doesn't look that appealing. You want to make your character prettier? You modded your character to look prettier. Oh, my character is just lacking good looking outfits. Well, you can mod those outfits in. Oh, I want to feel identified with my character's body size. Or, oh, I want my character to be chubby. I want to be a chubby cat girl. Well, guess what? Because of mods, you can be a chubby cat girl. Congratulations. Now you've got your perfect character. And then you go back, you know, you go back to the RP place. You know, they have a strictly no ERP thing, whatever. We're just here to have fun. We're just here to cosplay. Winner gets 1 million gil. Perfect. All right. Everybody has a good time. You win the 1 million gil. You go to Limsa with the same exact code. Keep in mind, this code is plastered to you already. The only way is to turn it off. But let's just say for worst case scenario, you forgot to turn it off, right? You forgot to turn off that mod and you see everybody who has the code. And then in the middle of nowhere, you step in front of the market board and you see the thing happening right in front of you. There it is. Very plain to see. TLDR of what happened, pretty much. That's one of the worst case instances that can happen in Final Fantasy 14. Because let me tell you guys, it can get infinitely worse. Let me give you guys an example. Imagine this. You have your character, right? Because the thing about Final Fantasy 14's modding community, sure, there's people that are friendly with mods. There's people that enjoy the modding aspect and they enjoy modding their game heavily. But let's just say someone uses those mods for malicious intent, if you will. Do you guys believe me if I tell you guys that there is a mod that people can use in order to take your character's appearance? That's right. Someone's character can literally act like a freaking changeling and copy your character's appearance, like how your character looks and all. Let's just say that, you know, you like your character a lot. You love your character a lot. And the thing is, because of this mod, I know because I've seen this mod in person, mind you. I actually have witnessed this mod because I got a friend of mine who, you know, he uses a lot of mods. I'm not gonna say his name to protect his identity, but I have seen a friend of mine use mods, and there is one mod that he had that it allows you to copy someone's appearance. Yeah, I'm not kidding. what he can do with the mod is that a person can, let's just say let me give you guys an example. Let's say you're a well-respected member in the Final Fantasy community, you know? You chose the path of light. You can do no wrong. Sure, your character can look sexy left and right, but you don't do anything remotely sexual. You know, yeah, it can be suggestive, but it's just you see it in an artistic way. You don't want to do ERP or all of that. You want to keep your character pure, if you will, right? And everybody knows your character. Let's give our character a random name. I don't fucking know. Not John Final Fantasy. My God. Let's just call him Jimbo Final Fantasy, right? Let's just say you have Jimbo Final Fantasy, right? Let's just say he's a male. He's a male here. Everybody knows your character. Everybody knows how he looks like, etc. But let's just say that someone wants to tarnish your reputation with that. So they download the mod that allows them to copy your character's appearance. Then they go to an ERP place. They may not have your character's name, but they still have your character's appearance. And then they go to an ERP place with your character, technically your character, if they use mods, and everybody who has Mare Synchronos is gonna see their character doing these acts. Oh, and then the next morning, you're not in Final Fantasy at the time. You're just chilling. You're in your bed, death scrolling, watching TikTok at 3 a.m. Then the next day, you wake up and you see your phone bombarded with lots of messages. And it's in the Discord server. Hey, bro, your character. Were you doing it? Were you doing it with someone yesterday? No, I was not online yesterday. Why? Well, it turns out that there's a picture of you having sex with this individual right here. Wait, what? Let me see the thing. They show you the picture, and it's your character doing the deed with another character. That is one of... and because they have Mare Synchronos, they can pretty much see that thing. They can pretty much see everything. So, and this is the worst case scenario that someone can use mods, by the way. This is the worst case scenario that someone can use these mods in order to give someone a bad reputation, assuming they don't go that way in the Final Fantasy community. And then all of the respect that people had for you, gone down the drain. Until you clear out to everybody that someone stole your character's identity and then just made them do these acts. But that's one of the worst examples, by the way, Chad. One of the worst ones. That is what I mean, that when it comes to modding, that is the reason Square Enix is against modding in Final Fantasy 14 as a whole. Even if it's just plugins that give you an unfair advantage, or plugins that are merely just cosmetic. Again, even if they're cosmetic, doesn't mean they're always safe. But that's one of the worst examples that I could give you guys. Sorry if I scarred your mind for a minute. Well, there you go. TLDR. You just made a BBL. Everybody respects you for who you are. They like your character a lot and stuff. Somebody grabs your character, goes to ERP, and congratulations. Your BBL still getting railed by a BBC. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm so sorry. I had to give the example. But this is one of the examples that I meant, by the way. And here's the thing. When it comes to both the modding community and Square Enix's way of handling things, I agree on both sides. Here's my take why. I agree with Square Enix for enforcing these rules because, you know, it as a business, it actually gives Square Enix a bad image because they're gonna see these things and their game, and people are going to assume, oh, you can actually do this shit in the game, when in reality it's just third-party mods that you have to install into your game to be able to do this shit in the first place. So it can give a bad image to the company itself, to Square Enix themselves. And again, as I stated earlier, it can lead to pretty much disaster if someone uses the mods maliciously. Which, again, rare case that it happens, but it can happen to anyone. Then there's the other side, which is the modding side. The reason why it's bad for the modding side is because this is an MMORPG, a massive multiplayer online role-playing game. So most of the people that use Mare Synchronos were mostly there for the role-playing aspect of the game. Sometimes people have these sessions that are like D&D sessions, but with their characters and stuff. It gets immersive with the mods and stuff. Or let's just say they actually want to see how someone's character looks like with a certain type of clothing. Then, these mods exist for that. Or maybe you just like to see someone's battle animations when they're fighting and stuff. Yes, there are battle animations as well for modding, in case you guys didn't know. And a lot of the modding actually makes this possible. And by taking away Mare Synchronos, which is the one thing that made it possible for people to see other people's mods, then most of the community that mainly focuses on role-playing is going to feel alienated. And keep in mind, not everybody is like this, and yes, you do have your bad apples and your gooners, but we're not talking about the gooners and bad apples here. Yes, there's the worst ones, but we're talking about the overall experience when it comes to role-playing. And the reason why people are extremely pissed is because Square Enix themselves, they do not give your character too many custom options to choose from. And keep in mind, Naoki Yoshida said that the last races in Final Fantasy XIV were going to be both Viera and Hrothgar. So I say to myself, well, you already fixed the problem that they had with the hats for both Viera and Hrothgar. Now it's your chance to give something to the already existing races. Give them new faces, give them new tails, new hairstyles, new body types. I don't know, probably give them a butt slider for instance, or maybe have a Mikote have tiger or jaguar tails, or maybe have aura tails be, I don't know, spikier, and I don't know, make them look like a lizard or something. Or maybe give them more options for their horn colors instead of the usual black and white. The one thing that players want in Final Fantasy XIV when it comes to customizing their characters is pretty much that. Endless creativity and endless stuff like that. But unfortunately, Square Enix just doesn't want to give that to them. I have been asking for, I know it's falling on deaf ears at this point, but I've always wanted a tiger tail for Mikote, because I said to myself, hey, if Mikote are a race based off of cats, why can't we have tiger tails for Mikote? We have the lion tails. I'm pretty sure we wouldn't mind having jaguar tails or tiger tails for that matter, but unfortunately it has fallen on deaf ears, and I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna see this stream anyway, so, well, besides you guys, of course. But that is one of the things I want. Personally, for me, as someone who likes their character, and theoretically, lore-wise, my character, it has a tiger tail. I would love that. I would love to have more cosmetic options for my character. And not only that, it's also beneficial for Square Enix, because the sales for Fantasia are actually going to increase if you add more options like these to your character customization, and instead you don't have to risk people using mods for it. Speaking of which, I also wanted to tackle about that. let's take a look at the let's tackle about the mock station. The cosmetic items. There are cosmetic items in the mock station, which are pieces of glam that you can buy off of it. But because of modding and Mare Synchrono, instead of actually buying the thing, some people literally took it as as an opportunity to have the thing for free. Granted, the only ones that could watch it were people who had mods in the game, not the ones who played on console or pretty much played the game unmodded. But still, maybe you could say that was partially damaging for Square Enix. They may have damaged their sales when it came to buying cosmetics and stuff. So financially, this can be seen as a problem, although a minor problem. But I still think that the character creator in Final Fantasy XIV right now, it feels lackluster. Like, we're already a lot of expansions in, and I feel that more can be added into the game. Hell, they're already taking a long ass time releasing Beastmaster. So, why not include more stuff into the game? Also, what's even more amusing is that someone actually had fun with the whole Mare Synchronos shutdown. Someone made a fake article saying that, oh, whoever was caught having Mare Synchronos on 7.0 is going to have their character deleted and their characters turned into a male Hyur. So everybody who has used mods is pretty much going to be identified immediately. Although then later I found out it was a fake article that someone made, just for shits and giggles. But truth be told, the entire Final Fantasy community is in shambles right now. Simply because of this. Simply because of Mare Synchronos being taken down. Which, again, in some twisted way, you could say that we're asking for it. Because another thing that was happening was that a lot of people were putting Mare Lamentorum in their player profile picture. Meaning, hey, I'm using Mare Synchronos. I know you got muds. Hand them over. So, pretty much, you're technically violating the first rule of Fight Club, which is, again, you do not talk about Fight Club. And as long as people never told anything about the mods, well, Mare Synchronum would have been up right now, but that is not the reality that we live in today. So, again, it's a hard time for Final Fantasy players. It's a hard time for everybody. But there's also another reason as to why Square Enix is against modding in Final Fantasy XIV. It's because modding games... this is a rumor that I've heard, by the way, but apparently modding games is actually illegal in Japan. That's what I heard, at least. Let me see the article, because I know that I have seen said article. So yes, modding is actually illegal in Japan. Is this actually a Japanese website? There's no way. Monolith Law Office. Okay, so there's an article here. And I want to see exactly where it falls in Japan, because I know that it is illegal. So I want to see it. There's an article I found that talks about cheating and all this stuff. The right holders of a character introduced in a game by a mod, etc. But I don't see the article saying. Okay, never mind. The legal affairs in Japan. Okay, it's illegal to mod consoles in Japan, but we can see exactly why it's illegal, because why they go against mods exactly. I was just reading the article myself, so But yeah, modding games is actually illegal in Japan, so that already is understandable when it comes to modding Final Fantasy. It's like, oh, the reason why we don't want you guys modding the game, it's because it's illegal for us, which again, perfectly understandable. I get it. But whenever you tell someone not to do something, they just want to make it, they just want to do it even more. So yeah, that's yikes. And people are not going to listen either. If anything, I saw a hardcore Final Fantasy streamer, a hardcore player. I believe his name is known across the community as Sasuke. He's part of the raid group called Cryo, I think it's called. And yeah, he was talking about it, and that's how this video got into my attention. He did talk about it in the video. Xenosis Vex also reacted to the video, and he also gave his points. He said that Square was stupid and stuff, but I disagree. There are some points that I disagree, and there are some points which I do agree. In the role-playing aspect, I do agree that Mare Synchronos maybe should have stayed for the role-playing community, even though, yes, it did have its bad apples, but there's always a way to overweight the good from the bad. But then I also disagree with people calling Square Enix dumb simply for taking out Mare Synchronos because it's fucking illegal in Japan to even mod in the first place. Hell, you can get in a lot of trouble for modding in Japan. But yeah, that is pretty much what is going on with Final Fantasy XIV. The entire community is in shambles. People are running left and right, trying to find the next Mare Synchronos, and everybody is just, yeah, things are just fucking wild, bruh. As for me, I don't really care because I play on PS5, so it doesn't affect me in the slightest. So yeah. Honestly, I'm one of the few that is unaffected by the mod, and do I personally think that this is going to kill the game? Honestly? No, not in the slightest, because I'm pretty sure somebody is going to find the next Mare Synchronos, and they're gonna go back into the game anyways. Or maybe they're just waiting for the next expansion to come back. Maybe because there's people that play the games for story purposes. Hell, it's not gonna kill the game simply because even the creator himself encourages people to play other games. So no, this is not gonna kill Final Fantasy XIV. It's gonna kill the role-playing aspect of it temporarily, of course, but that doesn't mean that all of it is gone, It's not like it's all gone. Because, I mean, for fuck's sake, you can still technically roleplay. You just have to use your imagination, pretty much. But, personally, I think that a loud majority of the people who had Mare Synchronos, specifically the ones who actually had it in their profile pictures and stuff and violated the first rule of Fight Club, pretty sure may have been gooners, bro. Gooners just pretty much... Gooning is like a plague, bro. Everything they touch is immediately in shambles. Reminds me of that one animator that gooners tried to tempt, but the animator chose the light side, which good on him, to be honest. But to this day, these gooners still pester the fuck out of him, bro. It's like, bro, just let him do what he wants. He doesn't have to do gooner art for you all. My god. So yeah, that is what's happening with Mare Synchronos. I know it's pretty much not the biggest thing in the world. It's pretty much, it's whatever to many people, but for a role player, it is a big deal. Especially for someone who mods their game heavily. And again, they don't have an advantage on anyone when it comes to hardcore content. They just want to look good doing it with some cosmetics and stuff. Or they just want to change their character's body type. And then there's the bad side of the community who just cares about sex, but you get what I mean. And I want to see what the statement is. I don't know if Square Enix themselves is going to respond to the whole situation, but I do want to see what I'm actually excited to see about this whole ordeal is I want to see what Square does right after Mare is pretty much in shambles. I want to see what what comes next. You know, I want to see the next chapter in the storyline. That's what I want to see next. And honestly, Dawn Trail is not as bad as people say. It's a hot take, but it's not as bad as people say. 3.0 Heaven's Word is still the shittiest expansion in Final Fantasy. And I stand by what I say 100%. Fuck 3.0 Heaven's Word. Also, fuck Machinist. All my homies hate Machinist. But that is literally all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Honestly, I didn't have any plans for today, and I didn't have plans to play any games or whatever. I was thinking maybe playing Balatro or playing TCG Card Shop Simulator, but I didn't want it to. I didn't want it to play something that that may seem repetitive to you guys. If anything, I wanted to share, and I wanted to share something that comes from the game that I love the most, that being Final Fantasy, which is from my favorite franchise as well. That is the one thing I wanted to share about it today. And honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm just not really feeling it when it comes to playing games today. I don't know. I felt extremely awkward today. And I was like, should I play a game today? I don't know. I don't feel like playing a game today, but hey, I wanted to be here for you guys, so here I am. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this because it is part of my favorite game, which is Final Fantasy 14, at least one of my favorites. And I just wanted to share it with you guys, you know? I don't usually share stuff about stuff that I like a lot, but honestly, this was the biggest opportunity that I had to share something with you guys from a topic that I actually like, you know? And that's why I started the stream in the first place, because I wanted to share about it with you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't expect the stream to be extremely short. An hour short, or even. And honestly, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to talk about. And honestly, now you guys can see, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, the dark side of the Final Fantasy 14 community. And I don't know. I feel that another thing about mods, which I didn't talk about you guys with this, there are mods that I actually do agree are actually good, that outweigh the bad, and those are quality of life mods. There are mods that actually reduce your ping depending on your location in the world. But since it's a mod, unfortunately, it's still deemed illegal. Honestly, if a game has problems with ping, you can always ask the community to help you with it. It doesn't hurt to ask. Maybe you could put in your forums, hey, we're having issues with this type of stuff. If anyone in the community knows about how to fix said problem, we can have you guys temporarily on the game itself, and and you can fix the mod for everybody else. But nowadays, games feel as if, like, the making and management of games, sometimes it feels as if it's player versus developer. And honestly, it shouldn't feel that way. Personally, the day that I make a game, if I ever make a game, I will be as transparent as possible with my entire community. What things does the game have? What issues does it have? Can somebody help us with this? Things like that, you know? And honestly, I feel like it will be for the best for the developers of games to reach to their audience, to reach to their community, who are by far the most passionate about it. Hell, it worked for No Man's Sky. So maybe other maybe other developers from games can learn a thing or two from them too. But unfortunately, chat, that's all I got for today. It was such a short stream, I know, and I did wanted to do something with you guys, maybe play a game or something, but I'm just not in the mood today. Also, something happened in the background that actually soured my mood, and honestly, I just didn't feel like it. But don't worry, chat. I will not be. I will not be leaving you guys, alone. Instead, what we're going to do is the one thing we do every single raid. And again, I want to deeply apologize this for this stream to be extremely short. I just wanted to talk about something that I was passionate about. And I actually managed to do that with you guys. Now let's see who do we raid tonight, because there's a lot of people that are online today. Let's see here. Now, who are we going to raid tonight? Okay, let's go to my creator dashboard. Oh, someone's playing with cheese in Skyrim, I see. All right. We're going to do the usual. We're going to be raiding a channel, one of the channels that I follow. We are going to be raiding Magic Tea House, who is currently playing Elder Scrolls 5. Is currently playing Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition. Again, I wish I could have stayed with you guys longer, but unfortunately, I'm just gonna take a break from my mental of all the shit that's been happening in the background. Of course, this has nothing to do with the Mare Synchronos situation. But without further ado, I will see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for joining me and letting me yap about something I'm passionate about. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll think of something. Don't worry about it. But in the meantime, I will see you guys later. Bye!